Hi, my name is Lindsay Colward, and I am a third grade teacher in the St. Tammany Parish School System. Last week, you worked on writing a personal narrative. Today, I'm going to teach you how to add inner thinking into your writing. Now, inner thinking is a strategy that helps us to elaborate and say more in our writing. We add inner thinking to tell what the character is feeling inside of their head. But before we get started, let's do a quick review on what a narrative is. Remember, personal narratives tell a true story. You're going to use pronouns like I, me, my, we. They have to have a beginning, a middle, and an end, dialogue throughout our narratives, and we want to use transition words that help show a sequence of events. Also important is remember to write on the small moments when we're doing our personal narratives. You can think about the big picture. So think about a watermelon as being our big picture. An example of a big picture might be going to Florida. What you want to do is zoom in. And when you zoom in on that big picture, you see all these tiny moments that are represented by the seeds of the watermelon. Pick one of those tiny moments and stretch them out. So if my big picture is going to Florida, maybe my small moment could be waiting in line to see Mickey Mouse, and I write about that small moment. Now that we have our personal narratives finished, we always want to go back and improve in our writings. So you ask yourself, okay, well, what could I add to my writing to make it better? And when we talk about what could I add, we're looking at inner thinking, action, details, and dialogue. And in today's lesson, we're going to focus in on that inner thinking part of the I add strategy. Adding inner thinking to your small moment story. Now, inner thinking, you state the thoughts you were having at that exact moment in time. And writers should express their thoughts at specific parts in the story so that the reader can understand what it is we were going through during that time. I am going to read you the beginning of a small moment narrative about my first time going to track practice. Time to line up for track, Miss Thomas said to the class. I stood up, pushed in my chair, and walked to my spot in line. My heart was beating fast, and I had a huge smile on my face as we walked downstairs to get ready for track practice. I could see the crowd of people ready to watch from the second floor. I'd never ran track at school before. I practiced running against my brother over the summer, I told my friend Katie. Me too, she whispered. All right, girls, go change, Mr. Nichols said. Now, we're going to analyze my personal narrative, and when we do this, we're going to use some colors. So in these next few slides, you'll see how we color code my narrative with dialogue, action, and show not tell feelings. But before I show you my color-coded narrative, take a look again at this narrative and see if you can find the dialogue, the action, and the show not tell feelings. As you can see in my narrative, my dialogue is underlined in purple, my action is underlined in green, and my show not tell feelings are underlined in blue, but there isn't any inner thinking. Remember, inner thinking lets the reader know what you are thinking inside of your head. So now let's add some inner thinking into this story. I'm going to think back to when this story happened. What was I thinking inside of my head? What was I thinking that I didn't say out loud? Now remember, it's okay to create inner thinking if you don't remember exactly what you were thinking at that moment. Okay, so my narrative takes place on the first day of track practice. What do you think I might have been thinking? You can pause the video here to come up with some of your own ideas. Great. Some of my thoughts are that I could have been thinking, are there going to be any teams here? I wondered. I thought, I am so excited to get started. Or maybe even, I've been waiting since fifth grade to be on a track team, I thought. Or, I hope I have my track shoes, I thought to myself. Now I can choose one or two of these ideas to add to my story. I want to add inner thinking to two places in my story, so I think I've been waiting since fifth grade to be on the track team could go near the beginning because that's what I was thinking when we were walking down the stairs. And then maybe I thought, I'm so excited to get started, is what I was thinking when I got closer to track practice. So I'm going to add that towards the end of my narrative after, all right, girls, go change, Mr. Nichols said. And as you can see in these examples, that your inner thinking is punctuated the same way as dialogue. So here you can see my inner thinking has been added to my story, and I have it underlined in yellow. If you'd like, you can pause the video here and reread the story. Remember, inner thinking is a great elaboration strategy that helps us to say more in our writing and helps the reader to get a better understanding of our small moment stories. I can't wait for you to try this out in your writings today. Have a great day.